Hello, welcome to Be Rise. No, welcome to Be Well and Rise. Yes, that's it. I think this is like maybe our fourth time here in the kitchen talk, and it's kind of a good way to multitask. Where um, the idea is that there are a lot of ways to support our well-being, support our bodies, our whole selves, to support our immune system. And it's really important that we do that. And there are a lot of ways. And it's like, how do we just like make that part of our life? Let me check on our internet here. Okay, I'm turning that off, keeping that on. Hopefully that's working okay. But just welcome. I'm glad you're here. We're going to just do a couple things. We've got a couple ideas. Um, I had an idea and then I changed it. And now it's another idea. But we're going to work on we're going to work on supporting our immune system. And supporting your immune system is like one of the most important things you could possibly do, because that is like your safeguard. That's that's your assurance, your insurance, your assurance. It's all of it. It's like this allows me to not live in fear. And that's pretty important, right? And it allows me to walk a little more confidently through life. And that feels good. So definitely worth sharing what I go by here. And also it could like possibly even change your perspective a little bit. I would love for us to be less dependent and more empowered when it comes to feeling good and comes to taking care of ourselves, when it comes to our health. Because, you know, that knowledge is power, and it's just that I want to have it at my fingertips whenever I need it. We've all lived through a time where it could feel really helpless and we felt very dependent on what was going to be said and what the next step was. And I prefer to feel like I'm prepared, and that I've got what I need and I know how to protect myself. So that's where I'm at today. I'm in like, let's do some of these tools, and they're so easy, and like they can be inexpensive. Like it doesn't have to be, you have to run out to the store and you're not sure which one, and there's a whole aisle of immune boosting things, and you're running around buying all this stuff, and who knows if it even works. And here's the reality of that: like it might work a little, but the reality is it's probably not as good of a quality as what you're going to do at home. Oh geez, Precious is going to join us. We talked about this isn't sanitary. You're literally in the medicine. But let's make some stuff. Oh my gosh, no. Okay, this is where I draw the line. She's actually on the cutting board. Sorry, Press. You know you can do anything you want. Okay, so I think what I'm first going to do, because this takes the longest time, is I'm going to do some elderberry syrup. And you've probably heard about elderberry syrup. Maybe you've seen cough medicines with it in it. And there is a reason, because it is one of the most powerful, most effective viral and bacterial remedies out there. And I don't know if you noticed, but it's actually like super pricey when you go out and buy it. You go and you're like, oh, that's a lot. Do I really want this? Maybe I'll get the cheaper one. Well, the cheaper one is probably has additives. It probably has fillers. I promise you, whatever you do buy in the store, it's not going to be as good as what you're going to make right here. Okay. So that's kind of fun. So you can buy some online, a big giant bulk bag. You can go buy it in bulk if you have places that sell it. But yeah, we've got some elderberries, whole dried elderberries, and that's what you're going to use. So we're going to take our dried elderberries, This is so easy. Are you ready for how easy this is? And also some optional ingredients would be, I don't know how to say this, but star anise. I don't know, anise, but one of these little stars. And we've got some whole cloves and a cinnamon stick, which I don't have, but I've got all this. Okay, so I'm gonna double the recipe because I want to make a lot. Because it's also fun to like give to your kids. Like my kids are grown, but I still want them to have it. So I'm gonna make extra, and it's this recipe is a medical medium recipe, but there's all kinds. But this is the one I've used in the past, and I'm gonna use it today. And so we're gonna do the recipe calls for 3/4 of dried elderberry. I'm gonna do 1.5 cups because that would be what I need to do. So it's just going in a pot here. Let's do my little 1/2 cup. So yeah, protecting your, so there's 1.5 cups of your dried elderberry. And then I'm going to need, for the original recipe, it's 3 cups of water. But since I'm doubling it, it's going to be 6. And I need a bigger thing. So excuse me while I find one. I don't really know where that would be. So maybe I'll just have to measure it out right here. I'll do that. I'm going to measure it out right here. We're going to do 6 cups of water. Precious keeps trying to get up in here. So we're doing 6 cups because I'm doubling it to make our elderberry syrup. And I might have gotten too small of a pot. I'll try not to lose count. I think I did get too small of a pot. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be very full. Okay, it's gonna work here. Let's show you. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of sketchy, huh? It's a little sketchy. You know, it's just gonna simmer, and the whole thing is it's gonna simmer down. It's gonna simmer down, so it'll get smaller, but I would recommend if you're doubling it to go with a bigger pot because that's sketchy. And then you're going to throw these in there. I'm going to do 2 of them since I'm doubling the recipe. And then I'm going to do, it says 1/4 teaspoon of whole cloves. So we're going to do 1/2, and I just like to eyeball it. And that looks like about it. And then you would do 2 cinnamon sticks if you want. So we're just talking about what we can do to stay well, take care of ourselves, kind of like guard up, guard up on a time where, always a time. How about just like being alive on planet Earth? It's a time to take care of yourself. It's a time to like, make sure you're strong. We got to be strong to survive this life. You got to be strong to be well. We got to like make these bodies strong. And here's the thing, like, they are strong. They want to be strong. They're trying to be strong. And there is so much that interferes with that, that knocks your immune system down. And this is one thing you can do to pick it back up again. So more about elderberries. So yes, they're one of the most effective remedies for bacterial or viral anything. Okay. One of the most effective remedies for bacterial or viral anything. It'll shorten the duration if you do get sick. So think about that. And the great part about making your own is you're sure that there is no additives. You know exactly what's in it. You know the quality. You can make it nice and powerful and strong. We love elderberries because they destroy pathogen, they destroy virus like on contact. So you can even imagine that when you're, taking your elderberry syrup, that it just destroys that bug right on contact. Okay. So strange that I still can't figure that out. And it enhances your immune functions. So it's like what your body already is trying to do naturally. It's going to support that and enhance it. It's wonderful for bronchial anything, respiratory and bronchial. Are you someone who tends to get that stuff? I do. So you want to support that, you can do that. Or if you've had something lingering, make this, keep it around. See, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, if you just kind of make this part of your deal, like, you're like, yeah, I make elderberry syrup regularly, like, and I keep it around and I use it, and maybe I share it with my loved ones, or maybe I share it with my friends. It's a good thing to do. Like, it's kind of like, so my whole thing is I don't want to always have to be thinking and worrying and like, oh, I'm not doing, I better get on this. It's like, and that happens. So whatever, I might not want that, but it is what happens. But if I can like build in some of this that just is kind of more like what I do, like I just, maybe it's part of my routine that I have elderberry syrup. Maybe it's part of my routine that I have that lemon water. Maybe it's part of my routine that I have, some of these supplements that I take. Like, it just becomes part of what's normal for you. So your foundation is strong. When your foundation is strong, it's not as big of a leap when you're not doing well, or you're really feeling like vulnerable and like something's going around and you don't have any foundation, and it can be a huge leap to feel better again or to get well again, right? I hope the connection's working. It's saying slow. So respiratory, bronchial, it loosens up that congestion and helps it expense. Sure. And it's very rich in vitamin C and minerals and antioxidants. So pretty much we're going to keep this going. You are not participating in this. She really wants to, but it's just not, it's hot. It's dangerous. Okay, so this is going to sit on here and it's going to eventually start to boil. I'll turn it down to a simmer and we're going to keep it on for the whole duration of this talk and beyond. So I will show it to you towards the end, but then I'll just strain it out and then I'm going to add honey to it, raw honey, and I'm going to put it into some jars and you'll keep it in the fridge. And what you're going to want to do is take it daily. If you want to just do it for maintenance, again, like, yeah, you do. Like, why would you not? It's going to give you this foundation. It's going to give you this barrier that keeps you well, keeps you not so vulnerable to whatever's going around, So that's what we'll do. And it's a 1 tablespoon for maintenance a day, or 3 if you're sick and you're trying to recover and shorten that duration. So that's elderberry syrup. So easy. You just ordered some online. This one's supposed to be, it's organic, but it's also supposed to be like responsible. But I don't know. I did get this one. It's about saving the tigers. I don't know. I don't remember. I got this a while back, so I might need to. Next time I order some, I'll pay better attention to what I ordered because I don't remember what that was. But yeah, it's just like, get some elderberry on Amazon if you need to. And there we go. We got that all. That part, okay? That's elderberry syrup. So that's one tool I hope you take with you to stay well. Immune system is everything. It's like when you have your immune system intact, you're like indestructible, like that's what it's there for. It's like ready to fight for you. But the thing is like, we don't, because we have a lot of stress, because we're humans trying to like deal with this life and this world. And we have stress and our bodies are under stress and our immune system's dealing with other things. Like, it's trying to protect us from all kinds of stuff every single day. And we go and we touch and we eat out and we are constantly picking up stuff. Unless you're living in a bubble, which we tried to do during quarantine. Like, unless you're in a bubble, you're constantly picking up stuff. You see how it works. Like, we've all been there. We were in quarantine. We saw how it worked. Like, remember how we had to wipe things down? Like, that still is a thing. Like, the fact that, like, we stopped, fine, but like, just because it's not on the news and just because we're not talking about it all the time and because it's maybe something we've been exposed to before, like, it's still like, just that the C virus is not the only one that moves like that. Like, there's all the germs move just like that. They are on your packages when you get home, your groceries when you get home, they are on the carts, they are on the handles, and they are in our faces, and they are when you're talking to people and touching people and kissing people and drinking out of the same cups, and like, all of that is still real. It didn't stop, it doesn't go away, that's not over. And sure thing, there'll be another one, there'll be more that are when you've gotten the bad, oh, did you get that bad one that went around, like, who knows, like, which one is going to go around. And I don't want it. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And the reality is like, we will get exposed. And how do we be one that comes out the other side okay, or not even okay, that sounds dramatic, but it's true. That is dramatic, it is dramatic, but no, how do we come out the other side, like, not being super compromised? That's for one. And this is what I do, this is what I think, this is what I do. I follow this. I follow the advice. There's a free PDF on the Medical Medium website, and it's called Virus Protection. I follow that PDF. I follow that thing. I whip it out when everyone's getting worried or fearful. I print that thing out again. Actually, it's 33 pages, so I've never printed it out, I will be honest, but I do review it. And like I did recently, because when I start to see fear rising, I go to my toolbox and I look in my toolbox and I'm like, how am I prepared? Like, how can I not be scared? I don't want to be scared. I want to be, empowered. I want to be confident. I want to be safe. I want to be well. So I'm going to do what I can and do what I think, what I feel, what I know, and here's some things that I do and I think and I feel and I know. And it's been working, and it works, and it works, and it has worked, and it's been working for a long time and years. And so I'm hoping it'll continue to work this way. And I just want to share it with others, because I think what happens is we get scared, things go round, everyone's getting sick, or we just are like, oh, it's like the olden days when we used to get sick and it used to be fine. But no, it's kind of not. It's like we get sick and we stay sick. People get so sick and then they show up with a new, autoimmune condition, or they show up with some other new symptom that's like, or chronic illness now, like, it doesn't go away like it used to. I hate to sound like, no. I'm sorry. Okay. Doesn't go away like it used to. So this is the thing. Like, I want us to feel, like we're armed with what we need to protect ourselves and our families. And I'm so grateful that we have these tools and that they were provided to us for times like these by the medical medium. And I sure the heck am going to use them. I'm going to use them. I mean, you're like, how do we know if they work? It's like, I don't know. Let's just, like, I'm taking a chance on this. Like, because I don't have a lot of faith in some of the other solutions out there. I don't have a lot of faith in those. So I have, let's say, more faith in this, because it makes sense to me that, like, we have so much medicine on this planet, and we just like walk away from it. We just walk right by it. We just pluck it out of the ground and throw it in the waste container because we don't understand it. But just because we don't understand it doesn't mean it's not medicine and it doesn't work for us. And I have a lot of faith in the use of real plant medicine. Okay, so this here is another thing we're going to do. It's meant to be thyme, but I didn't have a lot to pick from, so I have thyme and oregano. Here we go. Thyme and oregano. And you could have this be an entire thing of thyme, entire bunch. And it's just going to go in your pitcher like so. Okay, and then you're going to fill it up with water, which I did have filled up and then I used it. So let's do that. I'm going to fill it up. I'll be right back. Go right over here. That's filling up. I'm going to turn on some hot water because we're going to do one other thing. Got some hot water. We're going to do another little shock therapy. Yeah, is everyone staying healthy? Are you staying healthy? How did you do this winter? Not to brag, but I did really well. I do want to brag because I haven't always done well. There's been times that have not gone well. So, it's nice to see evidence that things are feeling good. That's the thing is like, there isn't always right away. So it's like, I am grateful when you do get to feel and know like that something you're doing is actually, doing it. And I got to say, like, I stayed very healthy this winter, and I'm super grateful for that. And at the same time, like, I know I also worked for that. I was doing things to make sure that was so. But and I know even sometimes when you put in your best efforts, it doesn't always work. So again, grateful that I got to have a healthy seasons for some time, and I do want to just keep sharing some different tools that aren't hard to add to your life, because that's kind of what my whole deal is like, not all of us, we don't all want to go and like be those healthy people. Like we do, but we're also like, that sounds hard, or it sounds too far away, or it sounds, I just want to be like everybody else. And that's the risk of comparing yourself to everybody else is, you don't know, we've talked about this before, I think. It's like you kind of don't know like what their come from is, like what did they inherit or not inherit, what has their exposures been. Like we all come onto this planet not necessarily fresh, not necessarily with a clean slate, at least not a clean liver. And so then this is all medical medium information. This is stuff that medical medium shares with us that you're not going to hear out there. You're not going to hear this as normal information, what everyone's talking about. And that's why I feel so like, like I want to share it, because it's stuff that makes sense and stuff that works. And so we've got this simmering. We've got our elderberries simmering. They're going to be simmering for this whole time. So it's about 45 minutes to an hour. And then we'll strain it, and then we'll add some raw honey. And then that gives you a little freaking shot of immune boost, protecting your bronchial chest area, protecting your respiratory, helping get, phlegm out if that's there, keeping your immune system strong. When things are showing up on the news, stirring things up, feeling, raising fear, or maybe you're not even there yet. Maybe you're like, I don't know what we're talking about. It's okay. You don't have to know. Just saying, there's always bugs going around. There's always things going around. And I'm just here to share some of these like really easy to do tools that, aren't going to cost a lot, and you can help keep yourself and your family well and healthy, and keep your immune system strong. Because if your immune system's strong, you are strong. You're strong. You've got the power. What's what I want? I want to see that we all feel like kind of like unfazed more, right? Like be the tree. Be the tree. You're rooted in this knowledge. You're rooted in truth. The wind can blow, but we're not wavering from our grounded place of knowing that, what, these bodies were made to heal. We have everything we need to heal. Here, the Mother Earth has provided that for us. We do have what we need, and we just gotta apply it and get back connected to it more. And I'm like a practical person too. And so anyways, so we got that, and this is gonna be something you do a daily, a tablespoon every day, just to keep yourself strong. You can share it with your friends, your kids. Just make it part of your deal. Like weekly, you like to make your elderberry syrup. You're gonna buy the elderberries in bulk, and you're gonna just share that. Or not share that. I should share the written. I should share that in the written part, and maybe I will. But you've got for one recipe, you've got 3/4 cup of dried elderberries, 3 cups of water, and then really you're just simmering it for about an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. If you want to add cinnamon and whole cloves and the star and anise, I don't know what this is called, but that stuff, you can do that. That's optional. Simmer it down. It's going to be thicker, and you're going to strain it, and you're going to add some raw honey to it, and then you're going to put it in jars, and there you go. You've got yourself some really powerful, no additives, pure, clean, high quality elderberry syrup, which has supported people around virus and bacterial infection forever and helps shorten that duration of whatever it is. So do that. Share it with everyone you know. We're kind of like trying to come together. Like, come on, it's a huddle time. Like, we're huddling. We're like, where's the wisdom? Let's get back to the earth here. What does it have for us? Following that, not being so reliable on outside chaos and craziness and chemicals and toxic heavy metals and whatever else they want to throw at us. And I'm not trying to be like anti or anything. I'm just kind of bringing it back to the roots, right, of being human on planet Earth. So there's this. We took an entire bunch of thyme, but I also added oregano because oregano is also extremely powerful. And I also didn't have that much time. So I just added, that sounded like I didn't have that much time, but I didn't have that much time. I only had a little bit of time. And I also had some oregano. So we just put it all in here. And you're just going to leave this in here. And you're going to put it in the fridge overnight or for all the rest of the day. And then you'll have an entire pitcher. And you're going to add some raw honey to it and stir that around. But I think I'll wait to do it later. And you can add lemon. And you can pour yourself a big glass later. And you'll just get to sip on this. And so sometimes when I want to be sure that I'm like continuously giving my body like that hit of like support, and like I know it's gonna like be fighting for me, like if I know germs are going around, or if just like I feel like an inner calling that I want to do that, I do it. You just follow that guidance that's telling you, I think it's time for some elderberry syrup, let's get that going on the stove. Or like even if you're fine and you don't hear any bugs going around and no one's sick, and you need a health boost, you've got chronic symptoms, you've got allergies, you've got something that's a diagnosis of some kind, you've got something going on, even if that is you, these are going to help. We want to raise the bar. We want to raise the foundation of your well-being, your health. And when you do more that is supportive to your body, supportive to like the functions of your body. And right, okay, so you do more that supports the functions of your body, your heart pumping, your blood with oxygen pumping, flowing well and free and not thick and viral and sluggish, and you're, reducing toxins. You're reducing foods that mean that your liver has to work harder, that your body has to work harder, that your body's like, what is this? Is this even food? I don't know what this is. This is a foreign substance. You're reducing those troublemaker foods. You're increasing foods that fight pathogen, because something that is not mainstream, that is not talked about a ton, is that we're all walking around with a lot of pathogen in there that just is either dormant or is causing problems that we have not connected the dots and identified yet. So, maybe you're someone who gets chronic sinus infections, you are breaking out, you're struggling with asthma, you're getting headaches, you have some feminine struggles, right? So like these are all symptoms of something. It's not just like you're out of luck, like bummer for you, too bad, you got unlucky, you got this faulty body, it's probably because so and so had that. It's not that way, and I hope you can really like feel that to be true. Like know that you are not unlucky. Like it's not just like your body's fucked up. It's like there's a reason. There's something behind it. Even if it has not been explained yet, even if people don't, science doesn't fully understand that yet, doesn't know that yet, just know inside there's a reason. Just because it does, maybe eventually they will know, maybe eventually it'll be figured out and they'll want to know. And, but, you know, we don't need to wait for that. What we can do instead is we can, you know, use what makes sense. Like we can do what makes sense. We can know that we can support our body's ability to heal naturally, because it does, support our body's ability to detox and get rid of toxins and get rid of poisons, right? We can do all that. We can do that. We can do that. We can hydrate from the inside out. We can eat healing food. We can lessen some of the foods that are troublemakers and that are not so helpful. We can reduce the amount of exposure to different toxins. Yes, we can't reduce all of them. Some of them it's completely out of our power. Some of them we're not even aware of. And it's not, that's about just like knowing. It's good to know, because that's why when you're just like, you know what, I feel like I'm just gonna, have an extra lemon water today, or I'm gonna make myself a really nice cup of thyme tea and some water and some like some honey and some raw honey. Like I'm gonna eat this pineapple. I'm looking at stuff. These oranges, like whatever that is. Like if it helps you understand like why you're doing what you're doing. Like for me, I always, even if it was like in my days of causing trouble for my body, it's like, ooh, this shot of tequila is going to give me a buzz. Like that is why I'm doing it. Or this caffeine is going to get me going. I'm doing it for that reason, right? Well, all the healthy stuff, same thing. It was like once people are saying, this is going to give your skin a glow, right? You're like, okay, that's why I'm doing it. This is going to give you more energy. That's why I'm doing it, right? Like, so it's like we're always like looking to feel away, looking to feel better, looking to feel away. And so I'm hoping that it feels like, I don't even know where I just went right now. So sorry, reel me back in. I'm hoping that just by like possibly seeing it from this perspective of like, there's a reason, and there is a reason why you might be adding honey. We're not talking about sugar. It's not we're not pouring white sugar in our, right? It's raw honey. It's a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift. It's liquid gold right here. It's like, right? All this stuff is like, it's like, to understand, we're not counting calories. We're not counting our macros. We're not talking about protein. We're not. We're just talking about supporting your body in its way that it naturally functions. It has the ability to be well and to heal and to function. And we're just supporting it, because and if it's not feeling well and it's not functioning well and naturally and all the things, like why? And then, okay, like maybe we don't know exactly why, but we believe that there is a reason why. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do as much as I can to support my body and encourage it and let it do what it's here to do. Let it do what it knows how to do. And I'm going to help it out also by, you know what, I'm going to give my liver a break. I'm going to give my liver a break so that it can help detox my body, because that's what your liver is there for, right? Your liver cleanses, it helps you clears, pumps that blood through. And what do you get when you have better blood coming through your liver? You get better skin, you get better hair, you age slower. Like that's what's real. We're as old as our liver is. So we're as old as our liver is. So it's like, so what can you do for that? How can you support your liver? You can have less fat. What are you putting in your body that your liver has? Well, fat, your liver has to change function to deal with high fat, with animal products. So when we give it a break, your liver gets to focus on the cleaning. When it is dealing with high fats, that blood, your blood has fat in it. It's thicker, it's more toxic, it's more sludgy. It's not pumping as freely and oxygenated, right? Doesn't it go together? Do you see how that makes sense? How it's like, oh yeah, I can see lighter, living food, clean, clear, pumping. Like, what happens if you clean out the filter of your water system, of your hot tub, of your vacuum, and like, or the air filter, right? It's all going to be pumping cleaner, clearer, and eventually it'll kind of take care of itself, right? It'll kind of clean the whole system. But if you have a dirty filter, which most of us are, including myself, I know that I'm still working on this after a long time. I've made lots of strides, gratefully that I know what to do, and I've been working on it. But I've been on this light in this world for, I don't know, it's probably like 35 years of not knowing, and of unknowingly and knowingly being very hard on my liver. Because I think anytime people think of liver, they think of alcohol, but they don't think of fat. And unfortunately, that's the hottest trend out there, is to be healthy. You're supposed to eat as much protein as you can, and that's a nightmare for your liver. It's an absolute nightmare. So we're not talking about that. That's why you're not going to hear me ever ask you, are you getting enough protein? Because it doesn't freaking matter. It does not matter when it comes to healing. It doesn't matter. That's not part of it. You got to create space in your body so that it can do what it knows how to do, right? Okay, so we've got elderberry syrup. We're going to be wrapping this up in a minute, but before I go, you've got this. We're going to let it sit for 12 hours. You can find all of what I'm sharing with you right now on a amazing PDF that I downloaded from the Medical Medium website. Actually, it got emailed to me. That's the truth. I think it got emailed. And it's a PDF, and it's like 33 pages long. So I did not didn't print it, but we've actually had access to this since COVID days, because we got this information before COVID. That's what I really love about the information, is it's ahead of the game. It's ahead of the game. It's telling us what we need to know before we even need to know it, and it's not dependent on industries. It's not dependent on science and who's funding what and who's making what money off of what. And so you get to really completely step out of all that, which is talk about a relief to your nervous system. Shh, I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. It's like the information's the same. It's always the same. This is the way it works. This is the way your body works. This is how it goes. Just lean into it. Use it as it works. And what I'm really trying to do, yes, I do holistic health and lifestyle coaching, but like the main thing is like, I am not a perfect person. I'm not always doing the right perfect things at all. And I would say I've come a long way, and I'm grateful for this. That's helped me. I don't think I would be where I'm at if it wasn't for these tools. But like I really understand what it means to be holding yourself back, and I just want to like help people get past that. I'm trying to help people implement however they can. It's not all or nothing. This meets you where you're at. Whether you're gonna go and just grab a book and do it on your own, or whether you're going to, you want to learn the information and go for it, or you just want to cherry pick and use some of this stuff. You want to try the celery juice, which I try to do every day as long as I've got celery. Or you want to make one of these tools, or this one really quick. I'm going to do very quickly because I do need to get off, but so this one is one where you do need this micro C. It's a vitamin C. So I have this one because I know that it's like super clean, and it's also the right type of absorbable C that your body needs for it to work. So, I mean, this is really good for anti-aging and stuff, right? You need a lot of vitamin C for your skin, because it's like all about the antioxidants here and cell repair. But for your immune system, and if you're feeling on the verge of getting sick, I'll just grab this little cup right here. If you're feeling any little tickle, this is another tool that I've used many times, and I throw it at my kids. They're in their 20s, but I throw it at them. I'm like, get going on this right away. So I'm just reading the how much. So one scoop, dang, is 2,000. I guess that's what I usually do. So I do 2,000 all the time, 2,000 milligrams. Doesn't have to be the powder. There's also some capsules, but this is obviously easy. So this is 2,000 milligrams. The recipe calls for 1,000, but it says you can use more if you want. So as long as you can handle, which I'm saying you can, of this I know works and is absorbable. So I feel comfortable saying that you'll likely be okay with an entire 2,000 milligrams. Okay, and some honey. I'm gonna do I'm not a girl that likes to measure too much, but we're talking about a teaspoon. That was probably more because it's good. And we got an orange. So this is like one, if you want to just do it for maintenance. Again, remember, we're just trying to stay well here. Maybe this is one of those tools that you're like, yeah, I'm going to do that. Like celery juice sounds too hard. Like maybe I don't want to do elderberry, but I'm going to do that vitamin C. That's going to be part of my regimen. Maybe you're trying to like have a beauty regimen, and this might be part of your beauty regimen, really. I will tell you, I do a scoop of that vitamin C daily, and I am extremely lazy about it. I put it in a cup with a little bit of water, and I put some of my other supplements in there, and I just take that shot really quick. This is obviously more delightful. Look at this, is delicious. And then I put a little water in there because that's how you do it. It says a cup of warm water. I'm not doing that right now, but I'm just going to throw a little splash. Okay, but it says a cup. So it's 1,000 milligrams of the micro C or the vitamin C, 1 cup of warm water, 2 teaspoons of raw honey, 1 fresh orange. And you do that every 2 waking hours if you're getting sick. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's called vitamin C shock therapy, the medical medium vitamin C shock therapy. And do it. It freaking works. And it's yummy. Like this tastes good, Like, so if you were doing this and you were like, oh God, I'm not feeling well, you would put it in a mug and you would just sip on it, and it would be nice. It'd be a delightful little thing, little routine for you. So cheers. And it's really good, like this. Not the way I have it in my cup with water and all the other stuff. This is really good. I'm going to be really healthy today because I've got all this going on. Okay. And then we're going to strain this in a little bit when it's done, which it's not even close. After 45 minutes, an hour, let it cool. Add your raw honey to it. Put it in some jars. Give some to your kids that won't listen and won't take anything you tell them to take, but they seem to like the elderberry syrup. Like I said, mine are in their 20s, so they do what they want, but sometimes they'll, you know, just humor me and do something I actually ask them to do. So is that fun? All right. Thank you so much for being here. Gotta go, gotta run. I hope you can join me again. If you have any questions or something you want me to play around in the kitchen around today or next time, please just let me know. And I'm happy to, explore that. So have a wonderful day. Stay well, stay healthy, keep that immune system strong, and bye for now.